Hey everyone! Today we're diving into some mind-blowing facts about the Netherlands that you probably won't believe. We're talking about a country with more bikes than people, houses floating on water, and a history full of crazy stories. Get ready to have your mind blown because we're about to uncover 10 shocking truths about the Netherlands. Let's get started. Okay, number 1, let's talk about bikes in the Netherlands. It's a fascinating topic that really showcases a unique aspect of Dutch culture. You know how much I love cars, right? The thrill of the open road, the roar of the engine, it's all so exhilarating. Well, the Netherlands is like the opposite universe for cars. It's a place where bicycles reign supreme and cars take a back seat. They have over 23 million bikes. That's an astonishing number when you think about it. That's more bikes than people in the entire country. Yes, you heard that right, more bikes than people. Imagine everywhere you look, it's bikes, bikes, bikes. It's like a sea of bicycles flowing through the streets. They've got bike lanes, bike traffic lights, even bike parking garages that are bigger than some shopping malls I've seen. It's an infrastructure built around cycling. It's crazy, but it's also kinda cool. The way they've integrated cycling into everyday life is impressive. I mean, think about how much healthier and cleaner their air is because everyone's riding bikes. It's a win-win for both the environment and public health. Plus, can you imagine how much money they save on gas? The economic benefits are substantial. They could be giving away free gas as a challenge. It's a humorous thought, but it highlights the savings. Okay, maybe not, but you get the point. The savings are real and significant. The Netherlands is the bike capital of the world, and that's pretty shocking. It's a testament to their commitment to sustainable living. Number 2, alright, let's take a fascinating trip back in time to the 17th century in the Netherlands, a period known for its rich culture and economic prosperity. You know how people are obsessed with things like Bitcoin and NFTs today? These digital assets have taken the world by storm. Well, back then, it was tulips that captured everyone's imagination and sparked a frenzy. Seriously, people were going absolutely crazy for tulips. They were the must-have item of the era. They were buying and selling tulip bulbs like they were going out of style, with prices skyrocketing to unbelievable heights. And get this, some of those tulip bulbs were worth more than gold. Yes, you heard that right, more than gold. We're talking about people trading their houses, their land, and practically everything they owned for a single tulip bulb. It was sheer madness. This phenomenon was called Tulip Mania, and it's considered one of the craziest economic bubbles in history, a true testament to human folly. Can you imagine trading your Lamborghini or your most prized possession for a flower? It's almost unimaginable today. That's how wild and intense the craze was. People were swept up in the excitement, making irrational decisions that would later lead to financial ruin for many. Number 3, let's talk about houses. But not just any houses, we're talking about floating houses. In the Netherlands, they have thousands of people living in houseboats on canals. These aren't just little boats either. We're talking about full-on houses with bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, everything. They've got electricity, running water, the whole 9 yards. Can you imagine waking up every morning looking out your window and seeing water? That's the life in the Netherlands. It's like living in a permanent vacation home. Except it's not a vacation, it's just their everyday life. They're living the dream, floating on the water. It's definitely not something you see every day. Okay, number 4 is a little bit controversial, but it's the truth. It's something that might surprise many people who aren't familiar with Dutch laws and culture. In the Netherlands, prostitution is legal and regulated. Yes, you heard that right. It's not just tolerated, but actually governed by a set of specific rules and regulations. That means there are specific rules and laws that govern the sex industry, and it's treated more like a regular business. The government ensures that the industry operates within a legal framework, providing a safer environment for everyone involved. They have designated areas where it's allowed, and the workers have rights and protections. These protections include health checks, legal rights, and the ability to report abuse without fear of retribution. Now, I know this is a topic that people have different opinions on, but it's important to understand the facts. It's a complex issue with many layers, and it's not as black and white as it might seem. It's something that's been part of Dutch culture for a long time, and it's not going away anytime soon. The history of legalized prostitution in the Netherlands dates back centuries, reflecting a pragmatic approach to social issues. It's definitely one of the more shocking things about the Netherlands, but hey, it's their country, their rules. And understanding these rules gives us a deeper insight into Dutch society and its values. Number 5, let's move on to something a little more family-friendly, windmills. When you think of the Netherlands, you probably picture those iconic windmills, right? Well, they're not just for decoration. The Netherlands has a long history of using windmills for power, and they still have over 1,000 of them standing today. They used to use them for all sorts of things like grinding grain, sawing wood, even pumping water. Now they're using some of them to generate renewable energy, which is pretty cool. So the next time you see a picture of a Dutch windmill, remember that it's not just a pretty sight, it's a symbol of their history and ingenuity. Number 6, let's talk about food. Dutch cuisine might not be as famous as Italian or French food, but they've got some interesting dishes. First up, we've got stroopwafels, which are like thin, crispy waffles with caramel syrup in the middle. They're super sweet and delicious, and they're perfect with a cup of coffee. Then there's raw herring, which is exactly what it sounds like, raw herring fish. They usually eat it with onions and pickles, and it's a very traditional Dutch snack. I know it sounds kind of weird, but hey, don't knock it till you try it, right? Number 7, let's talk about something that might surprise you: drug policies. The Netherlands has a very different approach to drugs than many other countries. They have what's called a tolerance policy, which means that certain drugs like cannabis are legal and regulated in certain circumstances. They have coffee shops where you can buy and consume cannabis legally, and they also have programs in place to help people with drug addiction. It's a controversial topic, but it's something that's been a part of Dutch society for decades. Number 8, let's talk about something fun: King's Day. Every year on April 27th, the Netherlands celebrates King's Day, which is the birthday of their king. And when I say celebrate, I mean they go all out. The whole country turns into one giant party with people wearing orange, which is the national color, and having street parties, concerts, and markets. It's like the biggest, craziest birthday party you've ever seen. They close down the streets, everyone's dancing, singing, and having a good time. If you ever get the chance to visit the Netherlands, make sure you go during King's Day. You won't regret it. Number 9, let's talk about architecture. The Netherlands is known for its innovative and modern architecture. They've got buildings that look like giant cubes, buildings that look like spaceships, buildings that look like they're melting. They're not afraid to experiment with different shapes, materials, and designs. One of the most famous examples is the cube houses in Rotterdam, which are a bunch of houses tilted at a 45-degree angle. They look like something out of a science fiction movie. So, if you're into architecture, the Netherlands is definitely a place you need to visit. Number 10, okay, last but not least, let's talk about taxes. The Netherlands has some of the highest taxes in the world. They have a progressive tax system, which means that the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. And they pay taxes on almost everything, from income to property to even their bikes. But here's the thing, even though they pay high taxes, they also have a very high standard of living. They have free healthcare, free education, and a strong social safety net. So even though they might pay more in taxes, they also get a lot in return. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these shocking facts about the Netherlands, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. We've covered everything from bikes to tulips to floating houses. The Netherlands is a truly unique and fascinating country with a rich history and culture. See you next time.